Temple.
And I wouldn't be surprised if Bling, because he knows that this guy is nowhere near the same skill caliber as Bling, so I wouldn't be surprised if he literally just full gate or just went for a really fast Blink Stalker all in or something like that.
If he doesn't build carriers, I'm going to be incredibly upset.
Well,
what are you doing?
Moving.
I was going to say, you're just trying to get as far away from me as possible. I understand that. It's happened to me all my life.
All right, so we're ready to kick this off?
I think so. I bring in the one and only Bling from Team Dignitas. He is in the orange trunks, and he is playing Protoss to the west of the Shattered Temple versus his opponent in the close air position, the one and only Osigalas. He is in the yellow trunks, and he is playing Zerg to the south.
And this is going to be, well, Bling straight away just going to build a plan and scout immediately. Usually Bling would probably keep that probe back mining for a little bit longer, but against a Platinum League player, and it's like the same thing I coach over and over and over, is when you know you're better than your opponent, why wouldn't you scout earlier? Because as long as you don't lose to early aggression, you're just going to glide and cruise through the game. So Bling's just going to go ahead and scout. He's the UK #1 against a guy that is not very good at StarCraft 2, being in Platinum League. So, and in terms of competitive scene, obviously, but a lot better than the lower leagues, but still, you know, he's not at the same level as Bling whatsoever.
From a competitive side, that's the thing that you've got to understand when you say not good at StarCraft 2. It's on a competitive level. If you're not really Masters League or higher, then you're probably not going to perform amazingly well in a tournament like this. Whatever the case, Bling is going to have a look around and see what he can see. He was actually doing the little bit of a mining trick earlier to try and hold up the mining of Osigalas. Not that that really matters. And there we go. That's a pool coming up on 14, followed by an extractor.
Well, the thing is with Platinum League players is that the first couple minutes of the game, they can play almost the same level as a regular player. It's because at Platinum level, you know the builds. You know that like you can't go 15 hatch when there's a probe there. You know that you have to go for a spawning pool. So he's obviously, you know, got the knowledge base there. But as soon as the game goes past 5 minutes, he'll stop creep spreading. He'll stop lava injecting. He won't build overlords. And that would be the difference in this game from, you know, separating Bling and this guy.
Yeah, exactly, and we'll see how that turns out for him. Osigalas now moving in, having a look around and seeing what he can see. He spots nothing out of the ordinary, really. Cybernetic Skull coming down at the appropriate time. Bling not building his Zealot just yet. He may very well, though. That Warlock would, of course, be useful to deny scouting later on. Osigalas with 3 drones currently off the mineral line. Not really sure what this guy's doing right here. I think he's just having a bit of a snooze.
Well, he wants to try, that one's trying to just sleep, but he's trying to expand, basically, which is why there's 2 drones here. And Bling's just going to do that. He might even throw down a pylon as well, just to deny as long as possible. Though he has got gas up nice and early, and will be taking speed very, very shortly. But already, you know, he's gone over that gas count of getting speed and hasn't upgraded speed yet, which are these differences, multitasking. You know, he's got tunnel vision right now, really focusing on getting this hatchery down, which will kind of stop him doing other things at once. The hatchery does go down, but it's actually in the wrong position too.
Yeah, it is slightly out.
Yeah, slightly out. It's one kind of hexagon back, which is pretty bad, but that's okay.
Well, it does slow down mining just a little bit, so that's a bit of a pain. Whatever the case, Osigalas is going to chase that probe all the way back to his base. He also has control of the middle right there. If we have a look at an income comparison, what you'll see is the Bling is ahead. He's got 20 probes versus 17. They're 19 working probes as well, more to the point. And as you said before, probably going to go for something pretty standard. He's going to go for his 4-gate, which is, of course, very strong and really hard to beat.
It's going to be really difficult. Though he does have, you know, he does have Zergling speed on its way now. He also has Roach Warren, which are going to be good against this thing. The thing is, he's not going to be lava injecting all the time. You know, he hasn't even got a queen out yet. The queen is late here because he tried to get that hatchery out. Yep. And the kind of list of mistakes go on. He's building a spine crawl in the main base, which isn't going to help out too much. You know, he hasn't started a second queen immediately. So all these things are just going to play to the fact that Bling's going to get a very simple win here. He's going to lose an overlord in the center of map. You know, we never see Zerg players have overlords in the center here because that is your supply. And when you lose that, you're going to get supply capped. You're going to be so far behind, etc., etc.
Yep, things to bear in mind. This is not so much of a game cast, it's more of a tutorial for those of you who are trying to learn Zerg and, of course, observe the early game build order of one of the top Protoss in action. There goes down the pylon, and he'll start to reinforce there. He can also build a pylon here and warp in across there, which is a great position. It's a very, very nice thing to do on this particular map. We do have 1 roach coming up, which is most likely not going to be quite enough.
No, 1 roach and a handful of lings. What's this, 9, 10 lings? So that's not going to be enough.
And
even against pure stalkers. And more supply blocks again. Overlords do pop those, so you can build some more. Second spine crawler is going to go down. But Bling's micro his control. Another round of Zealots do come in now as well. So this is going to be really difficult here for this Platinum Zerg player.
Yeah, well, the 4-gate of a Grandmasters League Protoss player is extremely hard to beat. There's no real doubt about that. And Bling has practiced this build down to a T. And as a direct result, you can see Osigalas trying desperately to defend against that, but there's no way he's going to have the units in order to make it happen. One Spine Crawler going down immediately. Let's try and knock down the other two. Should be able to do that without too much of a problem. Zealous go in there, pulling drones off the line. And that, as they say, is that, really.
Well, the fat lady's singing because this game is over. GG.